From Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show. And now, here he is, Tom Leykis. Thank you for tuning into the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No! I am your host. Write down our toll-free telephone number. You're going to need it at 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. And I think I have a question a lot of the guys would like the answer to. And since you girls are anonymous, you can tell us what's really going on. Now, a longtime listener to this show knows my opinion about girls' night out. To me, girls' night out is for when you are single and unattached. If I am your boyfriend, your fiancé, your live-in, or your husband, girls' night out is over. Done. Finished. Because I know what frequently happens. Now, does it happen 100% of the time? Of course not. You moron. But I would say your need to go to meat markets and dance clubs and happening bars with your girlfriends ends when you have found somebody. And if you still have the need to go to places like that, you at least want to be in the vicinity of danger, if not causing it yourself. Now, I'm no dictator. My opinion is that if you want to have girls' night out, you are free to do that. But you can't live at my address. It's that simple. Do whatever you like, but don't expect me to pay the rent or the mortgage. I won't. If you're going out with the girls, find yourself a nice apartment. That's where you should be living, by yourself, so you can bring home some of the flotsam and jetsam you pick up at these places, okay? I make it really easy for any woman who has ever been involved with me. If you need girls' night out, you can have it, but you can't be involved with me. I don't make rules for other people. I make them for me. And I won't be with anyone who thinks they need to go to dance clubs or bars with their girlfriends and make me sit at home by myself waiting for you to show up. Now, if you girls want to go to Starbucks and have coffee, if you want to go to a movie, if you want to go to the house of one of the others and, have dinner or something, I'm all over that. That's great. Girls want to get together and have a conversation in front of the fireplace? Okay. But as so often happens, singles bars, which are now not really called singles bars, but really there's no better name for them, clubs, bars that are, trendy, with lines to get in, where you have to do favors for the bouncer in order to get in without having to wait in line. You know the kind of place I'm talking about. Nobody I would ever be involved with would be going to places like that without me. It's that simple. And if they really, really need to do that, they really need to date other people other than me. Not with me. It's that simple. And on that note, let me talk to you about the ultimate girls' night out. The bachelorette party. This is girls' night out on steroids. And I know there are women who have the guts to call me, since they're anonymous, and tell me what really goes on at these things. Same thing for bachelorette parties. Nobody I would ever be involved with or married to would ever be going to one of these. And I go a step further. Believe it or not, much as you know about me, I have never been to a bachelor party. Ever. And do you know why? This has nothing to do with whether I've been married or single or involved or not involved with somebody. It has to do with the fact that to me, a bachelor party is like you're trying too hard to have fun. Like, if you have to try that hard, like, whose job is it to find the hookers? Whose job is it to find the strippers? Whose job is it to get a bucket of beer in here? Whose job, you're working too hard to have fun. It's forced. Ever been with somebody who, like, they kind of get squeamish about their own bachelor party? I've known people like this. Guys going, I'm not really into porno. I'm not really into strippers. My girlfriend's not going to like it. Guys like that. Now, there's a lot of people who feel that. Now, of course, there's plenty of guys who think bachelor parties are a great excuse to get away with doing stuff they could never get away with doing otherwise. Me, if I want to have fun, I just go out and have fun. I don't need to have a bunch of guys come over with porno and strippers to have fun. I can have it without that. I've had some of the hottest chicks in the world take their clothes off for me in person, and I didn't give them a dime. So the idea of paying a bunch of hired hands to come in and pretend to be attracted to all of us is, for me, it doesn't do it. And therefore, nobody could ever tell me, well, you have bachelor parties, or why can't I go to a bachelorette party? No, I don't have bachelor parties. I'm sure if I've ever been to one, somebody would call up and correct me or out me. I'm telling you, I've never been. Never, ever, never. I've been married 4 times, no bachelor party. I've had offers, mostly from frustrated married men who hoped I would have a bachelor party so they could get lucky. But I've always said no. I've never done it. And so a bachelorette party? Out. No. Again, I can't tell you girls what to do. But if you're with me, you would not be at a bachelorette party. And I know what goes on. Now, you girls might call up and try to lead us to believe that stuff isn't going on. But girls now are hiring 7 out of the 10 strippers that are hired for bachelor/bachelorette parties. 70% of the strippers are now hired by women.
Start your own business? Millions of brothers have turned to eBay to escape the rat race. Become your own boss and get the Power Seller Research ebook. It's a comprehensive, step-by-step guide that explains how to start an eBay business. The website is powersellerresearch.com. Again, that's powersellerresearch.com.
Did you know that? And many of these are being held at, again, trendy bars, dance clubs. I mean, you know what? Exactly. Again, any woman who would ever be with me, you want to go to bachelorette parties? Great. After that, come home to your own apartment. And to bear me out on this, I'm going to ask the women in our audience to call up and tell us, now, have you been to a bachelorette party recently? Or maybe you're planning one right now. Tell us what really goes on there, and especially if something has happened at a bachelorette party that you wouldn't want any of the guys to know.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
If your boyfriend makes $28,000 a year, you are hideous.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. All right, what really goes on at bachelorette parties? Please do tell. Gina on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How are you?
Okay, Gina.
Listen, I wanted to comment on the topic of the bachelorette parties.
Mm-hmm.
I just went to one recently, and you are right. I mean, a lot of kinky stuff goes on.
Really?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, there's about 10 girls at a friend's house. 2 strippers come in. They do their stuff, and after they were done, somehow they started undressing the bride-to-be, and this guy just starts banging her right there in front of everyone.
Oh, wait, somehow he started undressing her?
Yes, he unbuttoned her blouse, took out her pants.
She didn't say, no, don't do that.
Not at all. And the weird thing is, like, it's always the quiet ones.
Uh-huh. And he started banging her in front of everybody?
Right there, right in the middle of the room.
Really?
And then when the first guy was done with her, then the second guy went in.
Really?
Exactly.
Wow. And what were the other girls doing while this was happening?
The other girls?
Yeah.
Well, some of them were really into it. You know, some of them wanted to, you know, saying, oh, when is it my turn? When is it my turn? And it's like, the worst thing is that after everything was done, we all had to make a pact that nothing was going to be mentioned to the poor groom.
Oh,
because
boy.
I'm sure he has no idea.
So you were all at the wedding.
Oh, yeah.
And you all know this chick got banged by these two guys the night before.
Exactly.
And wouldn't say anything about it.
Exactly.
And
the thing is that you're right. I mean, women should not go to clubs or meat markets or bachelorette parties because that's exactly what goes on. And like I told you, it was the bride-to-be, it's the girl that you would look at and she won't even hurt a fly.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she hasn't had a lot of fun or a lot of experience over the years and she wanted to jam some in.
No, she's had a good, I mean, I've known her for 10 years. She's got a good fair amount of boyfriends.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that she's, you know, I mean, she's a good friend of mine, but she's been around and, you know, all of us that have been single at once have done that, but not to some guy that she'll never ever see again or never saw before and she's getting married the next day.
Unbelievable. And did any of the other girls get banged at this party?
You know what? I really don't. I don't think so. I mean, a lot of the parties get real riled up while it's going on. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, what about me? What about me?" But basically, it was more about the bride to be.
It's amazing. So these guys, I mean, were they hired like hookers, or were they just strippers who kept going?
Oh, you know, I don't think they're strippers because I think there's some sort of boundary that they have to keep. I think they were friends of a friend that one of the girls knew or something that they do that on the side for extra dough or whatever. Because I don't think like a strip company or an agent will, you know, allow them to do that.
How did you feel about this?
Well, you know what? I thought that was mainly more popular among white girls, but they were all Latinas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're supposed to be more reserved.
Supposed to be.
But
I've dated many of you. You are anything but reserved.
Well, that is true. That is true.
Yes, you're all afraid that we'll think you're sluts, but you're the same sluts the white girls are.
Well,
if not more so.
Do you think so, though? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I've had some white girlfriends that are pretty trashy, though.
Let me tell you something. White girls are really uptight compared to Latinas, believe me.
You think so?
Absolutely. To the point where Latinas are pretty much everything I've dated the last several years.
Oh, wow. Any particular region, or?
I've gone all over the map.
Uh-oh.
You name it. I've been to Venezuela, Colombia, Argentina, Cuba.
Oh, my God.
I've been all Mexico. Are you kidding me? All over.
Well, Tom, like I said, I just wanted to comment. You are totally right. Behind closed doors, women will do just about anything without their man knowing about it.
And that's why the men should say no.
Exactly.
No. Have some balls and say no.
First time caller, long time listener. I totally agree with you. Even though you give a lot of advice to men, I totally agree with you. You are like the king. You totally rock.
Thank you, Gina.
All right.
I appreciate
Take care.
You too. Bye. 1-800-5800-TOM. Stacy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
All right, Stacy.
Okay, my sister got married this past February, and in January we had a bachelorette party for her.
Mm-hmm.
So my cousin calls up these Latin dancers or something, I don't even know what it was. The guy shows up, and my sister is 35, and so I had my sister and all of her friends there, and a lot of my aunts who are in their 50s and late 40s. This guy gets going. He rips my sister's clothes off, her shirt, starts doing...
By the way, did she object?
No, she was so drunk. She was so drunk that all she could say was, "Oh my God, he smells so good." So he's, so he's taken off her clothes. He's doing everything you can imagine to her. This goes on for a little while. He gets all the girls. He's jumping on them, and he's straddling them, and he's doing all this
stuff. But did he bang her?
Well, no. This is where it gets interesting.
Oh,
he goes into the bedroom, and my cousin, the one that actually hired him, goes back there, and he bangs her in the bedroom, and then her mom goes in there, and he bangs her, too.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And how old was her mom?
My aunt, I think she's like 48 or 49. And she's married, you know, and stuff, and my cousin, who is actually dating someone, her boyfriend showed up at the party like an hour later. But everybody at the party, I'm gay, so I wasn't interested at all. But everybody else at this party was just like, you would have thought that they had never seen a man. I mean, they were acting so crazy. They were jumping on him. They were just, you know, my mom is videotaping this, so she's got this on video. Needless to say, no one talked about it at the wedding. It was like it never happened. But I was just mortified at my aunt who, like I said, you know, some of them are in their late.
And is your aunt married, too?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
And so this guy, Angel Baby, or whatever his name was just, he actually came from a stripper company. And so the girl that was talking before, I don't think they have any boundaries or anything because he was.
Really?
And they weren't objecting to it at all.
Start your own business? Millions of brothers have turned to eBay to escape the rat race. Become your own boss and get the Power Seller Research ebook. It's a comprehensive, step-by-step guide that explains how to start an eBay business. The website is powersellerresearch.com. Again, that's powersellerresearch.com.
So, I mean, at one point, I ended up having to walk out because I was just mortified. I could not believe that these women were acting like that.
See, and this is what I try to tell people, and they're, well, how can you tell women they can't have a party? How can you? Well.
This was, I mean, if my now brother-in-law ever found out, I'm sure he had his own thing too, don't get me wrong, but the women that were there were acting like he was, you know, the last glass of water in the desert. I mean, they were just like, egging him on and jumping on him, and he was eating it up. And then he drives away in his little Suzuki, and he's going to another party where I'm sure he's going and getting, you know, more women. So.
I wonder if there are guys who actually believe that their fiancés or their girlfriends who go to bachelorette parties actually believe that something does happen, but they don't care because they're going to have their own party to go to, so they really don't give a rat's ass. I wonder if there are guys like that.
Oh, I'm sure there are. But like I said, I totally agree with you, and you know, you're usually right on everything, and I think that people are just afraid to really say what they feel, and they're all too PC, and, oh, no, women, you know, don't. But, yes, women are sluts, and they will, you know what I mean, you put a cute guy that smells good in front of them, and they'll just do about anything.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Especially when they don't know them.
I think you're right.
So, thanks, Tom. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller, and I think you're the best. So.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's take a quick one here from Charity on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
So I'm putting together a bachelorette party right now, and I have to say that I don't know if I just live in a bubble, but none of that stuff is going on at this bachelorette party.
As far as you know.
Oh, I know it will.
How do you know?
I know my friends, and I know the girls that are going to be there. I know that I'm willing to take my 16-year-old sister, and I would not take her somewhere that I thought.
But do you think that at these other parties we just heard about, do you think that they knew, or at least admitted to knowing, that these strippers were going to undress them and start doing them?
I don't know if they would have admitted to it, but they're a bunch of skanks. I mean, that would not happen in my circle of friends. We do not do that.
Well, I don't think the other callers thought their friends did it either. Now we know they do.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. This is the Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles, 1-800-5800-TOM. Bachelorette parties, what really goes on? Marie on the Tom Leykis Show, Adam.
Hi, Tom. This is Marie calling from Dallas, Texas.
Hi, Marie.
Hi. I think your points of view are really interesting and blunt, and I was just wondering if you think that your partner going to a bachelorette party would be grounds for dismissal.
You bet it would. That would be it right there.
So you feel that passionately about it, huh?
Yes, I do.
That's all I wanted to know.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that your boyfriend or your husband would do that, but that is certainly my position on it.
You know, I've never been to one, and I'm just not interested. I don't know.
Now, you've heard some of these stories now. How would you like to be witnessing some of that stuff if not involved in it?
Yeah, I think it would make me feel really, really uncomfortable.
Then you have to keep that secret?
Oh, I know, and I think that would be a big burden on me because I just think that infidelity is a really, really big problem, and that would just make me cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that at all.
Yeah. And you have a boyfriend?
Yes, I do.
Where is he?
In Austin, Texas.
He lives there?
Yes.
How often do you see him?
On the weekend.
Oh, boy. What do you think he does during the week? Nothing. Sure.
So you think?
Of course. Austin?
Oh, no.
That's the party town of the century. What, are you kidding me?
I like Austin.
Hey, who doesn't?
Yeah, it's a really fun city.
Yeah, well, that's what your boyfriend thinks, too.
Yeah, hopefully he's not going to any bachelor parties.
He doesn't need a bachelor party. He's got 5 free nights a week.
I know. Lucky him. I have 5 free nights a week too, though, but I just paint and cook.
You paint and cook and think about your boyfriend and wait to hear from him.
Do I what?
And you wait to hear from him?
No, I don't wait by the phone. Not that kind of girl.
Does he call you every night?
Yeah.
Every night?
Yes.
Uh-huh. What time does he call?
About 9.
9. He says, oh, boy, I'm going to turn in.
I'm so sleepy. All right.
Yeah, baby.
Tom.
Thank you, Marie.
Bye.
1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Lori on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
You're so funny. But I will say this. I completely agree with you. Bachelor and bachelorette parties are extremely wrong. I've been to several bachelorette parties, and all of the times that I have gone, something has been or something has happened that's extremely inappropriate. And I've also been on the other end of the spectrum where my very good guy friends come back and hoot and holler about all of the inappropriate things that are done at a bachelor party.
Uh-huh.
So I agree with you 100%. I think bachelor and bachelorette parties are just a waste of time. And if you're going to be paying somebody for entertainment, then that's definitely grounds for dismissal.
Wait a minute. Now, what kind of inappropriate behavior have you witnessed?
Well, unfortunately, I was already screened by your screener, and the type of inappropriate behavior that had went on at this one particular bachelor party was incredibly crazy, where the girl who put on the bachelorette party for the bride-to-be, they were both involved in some extremely sexually activities that go beyond the Call of Duty. How's that?
Oh, boy. So he knows how bad it is, and he told you can't say that on the air. It was that bad.
The Janet Jackson thing, you can't say that.
Right.
I'm sitting in my car going, oh, man, if you only knew. Well,
Did you tell Dean what it was like? Oh, you did. Dean tells me you told him. Wow.
I did tell Dean. That's funny. Oh, that's great. Yes, I did pretty much tell Dean. I mean, there's some things that I guess, I don't know, he doesn't need to know.
Now, were you involved in this activity?
Pardon? No.
You were not?
No, actually, when that did happen, I honest to God left. I actually called him to come pick me up.
Now, I'm going to clean this up because I have an idea of what we can say. Now, Dean is telling me that all, except I imagine you, all the girls got naked? They all got naked?
Actually, there's probably about 6 of us that did not.
And how many did?
And I'd say there was about 33 of us girls there.
So 27 or so got naked and 6 didn't.
And it was 6 of us left.
And it was a full-on orgy, he tells me.
It was pretty close to a full-on orgy.
And wait a minute now. How many of these 27 girls had boyfriends or husbands?
I'd say 20 out of the 27.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well.
I mean, what's really sad now is my younger sister's getting married, and I really wanted to do something way cool for her, right? And so here we actually planned a weekend with my sister's fiancé and herself, and we were going to go on a trip, all of us together. Well, unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and the guys just decided to do their own bachelor party. Well, now I'm stuck with saying, okay, well, you know, should I not do something for my sister? I want to go get a massage and treat her and, you know, for a massage as well, and maybe go out to dinner and come home after that. So is that, you know, is that wrong as well?
Well, how many of the girls who were at the other bachelor party would be at this one?
Oh, none, because actually those girls.
How many girls now expect to have this at a bachelorette party?
Out of the group of girls that I hang out with,
yeah,
I'd say, I don't know, I have probably.
I don't mean a party. I mean a party where stuff happens.
I'd say 5% of my friends know.
5%, but a lot of these girls were your friends, and they aren't anymore.
Right.
Because of that.
Well, yes. I really respect my husband a lot. I mean, he's really handsome, and I think he's a really great guy, and he's a wonderful, wonderful provider. So for me, when stuff like that goes on, I laugh. I think they're just extremely inappropriate, and I don't need to be around people like that.
Yeah. See, if I'm your husband or I'm your boyfriend, and I know that you went to a party like that, and that this is what your friends are like, I don't feel good about your friends anymore.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. And quite honestly, my husband really doesn't care for all of my girlfriends that I currently hang around with now.
Yeah. You know what I always say to the people I know, your friends are you.
Right, and birds of a feather flock together.
Right.
That's why I know where I'm at on Friday and Saturday nights, or even on the weeknights. I'm home with my husband and my children, and that's what matters the most. But you're absolutely right. Bachelor and bachelorette parties just should not happen. They're all trashy in some way, shape, or form.
Lori, thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Tom.
Appreciate the call.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
So what's the guy in for if he goes out with you?
A good way.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. All right. What really happens at bachelorette parties? It's Jules on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Do you care, Jules?
Of course I do.
I'm doing great.
That's great. I'm doing just as well.
Oh, good.
And I feel so much better when you talking about this because there's a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
Yes.
For one thing, you are absolutely right.
By the way, I hate to interrupt with something unrelated, but the Dodger pregame show is on Fox Sports Net 2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're interviewing the Dodgers' newest player, Milton Bradley, and the guy's got his hand on his crotch for this entire interview. If you tune in right now, you can see Milton Bradley with his hand right over his privates. What is he hiding there? What is it? If it's on right now, Fox Sports Net 2, it's on now. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I went to a bachelorette party earlier this month, and it's almost as bad as girls' night out. Actually, it's girls' night out for...
It's girls' night out on steroids. That's what it is.
Definitely, and it's girls' night out for the women who cannot get out. So they bring, you know, all the action, all the men, all the sex and everything to them. And, of course, men let them go because it's...
Millions of brothers have turned to eBay to escape the rat race. Become your own boss and get the Power Seller Research ebook. It's a comprehensive, step-by-step guide that explains how to start an eBay business. The website is powersellerresearch.com. Again, that's powersellerresearch.com.
Just a bachelorette party.
Right.
Well, this one particular party that we went to, we had a stripper, and it was pretty frisky. He was taking off tops of everybody. He was, you know, he was getting jobs done himself from a lot of the guests, and I think about 90% of them were married, and they were all loving it. They were loving it.
Uh-huh.
They were loving everything, sweating and rubbing and the whole bit.
Uh-huh.
So there were a couple of, you know, people sneaking away.
How far did it go?
Well, the stripper invited more strippers. So, it went pretty far. About half of the half of the girls ended up taking off to other rooms with the strippers. I was getting, in on some action with another one of my friends.
Really?
And a stripper. Oh, yeah.
You got banged?
I was getting there, but then I started sobering up, so I needed a refuel. So I slipped away for a bit, so.
So were the others getting banged? Is that what happened?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Definitely. How about the bride?
Oh, no. That's one thing. The bride was a complete prude. She
was a prude. See, now you're calling her a prude because she was being loyal to her fiancé. She's a prude.
Yes, it's like...
Boys, I hope you're listening to this. This is what you need to hear.
Yes, definitely.
Anyone who doesn't participate is a prude.
This is total reality. That's what bachelorette parties are for, just to go have pretty much permission to go bang anyone else.
Did you have a boyfriend or a husband at the time?
Oh, yeah, definitely. A live-in boyfriend.
Live-in boyfriend. And you told him, oh, we're just going to have a couple of drinks, honey.
Yes, just like I tell him every weekend.
Oh, so you also do girls' night out?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What kind of boyfriend is that? Stupid, for what?
He's something special.
Oh, I'll bet he is.
Yeah.
We should all have relationships where you just go out every weekend and get laid.
He's great. He works, he stays at home.
Yeah.
I let him know that I'm going to go out with this friend, when actually this friend that I go out with, I actually fool around with most of the time.
You fool around with the friend?
Yeah, definitely. She's a female. And we usually we pick up on somebody at the clubs. We have our usual spots,
Why do you need a boyfriend, if I may ask?
Oh, no, now I don't have him anymore, because he just got boring. And
apparently it was boring before he left.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, boy.
No, now I'm just, flowing free. So I'm pretty much just doing the same thing, just without the companion.
Well, anytime you want to bring the girls down here, we'd be happy to accommodate you all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just really bad. Bachelorette parties are the worst. They are, especially for married women. Men, seriously, if you let your women go to bachelorette parties, make sure you smell them when they come back.
Yeah, smell them.
The right regions. You'll see there's something different going on there.
Yeah, well, honestly, if I were in a relationship and the person I was with went to a bachelorette party, the locks would be changed by the time they got home.
Definitely.
No doubt about it. Done.
There's no way I would ever let any of my men go to a bachelor party. Of course not. No, I know my brother had one, and me and my brother are super close, and he tells me everything that happens, and, his wife is great. She's the sweet person, and she knows nothing of what goes on. And, he works at a nightclub, and he's out banging, meeting up with girls all the time. He calls me 3 in the morning, hey, I'm with you tonight, supposedly, if anyone asks. I'm like, okay. I'm
with you.
Yeah.
Anybody calls, I'm with you.
Yeah, definitely. And then, I do the quick 2-second call to him. Oh, the missus called. I told her you're in the restroom, or you went to get something to eat. So, of course, he slips away, gives her a call, and says, oh, I'm about to go to bed. I'm just going to stay with my sister tonight, because he works closer to my house than his. So a lot of the time he crashes out at my house, supposedly. But I see my brother very rarely.
Wow. That's not great.
Yeah.
That'll make everybody look forward to getting married, I'll tell you that. Tom Leykis.
1-800-5800-TOM.
Tom Leykis.
1-800-5800-866.
Why do you spend your whole entire being belittling other people around you just to make yourself feel good?
Because it's so entertaining. So many millions of people like hearing me do it.
Sick world, man.
I don't care. I'm just here to cash in on it, babe.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Call 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Michelle, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Michelle.
How you doing?
Do you care, darling?
Of course I care.
I'm doing great.
Good, I'm glad. No, I totally agree with you when it comes to bachelorette parties and everything like that. I think when you get alcohol and girls, they go crazy. They say, guys are the ones that think with their crotches, but I think girls are just as bad, so.
I agree. You got girls just agree to keep it a secret.
Definitely. Girls can keep great secrets. I mean, I think they broaden to other girls, but for the most part, keep it in the same sex, so.
Right.
I definitely agree. But when I got married, I didn't have a bachelorette party, personally. I, did the whole girly pampering thing because I was actually in a sorority and dealing with all the stuff that went with girls getting drunk and strippers and everything. I was like, a little too chaotic for me. So I actually didn't have one. So.
Well, that's because you love your husband.
I do. I really do. But I've been to my share of bachelorette parties, and the girls that sneak off with the guys and you don't know where they've been. It's like, okay, you know what happens, but it's kind of an unsaid thing between girls. You kind of just assume.
Now, would you go to another girl's bachelorette party?
Would I go?
Yeah.
I have. I haven't recently. I did when I was last one I went to was when I was 20, actually.
Yeah. What happened there?
Oh, they were crazy. I mean, like I said, you get alcohol and girls, and they go wild. Shirts getting ripped off, groping, all that good stuff.
Did they have any of them have sex with a stripper or anybody else?
Like I said.
Or each other?
Yeah, probably. People disappear. You don't know what's going on, and they come back. Their shirts are a little misplaced, and their hair, they have sex hair, but you know what went on. You kind of just don't ask.
Of course.
So, yeah. I mean, I recommend do not have a bachelorette party, but I wanted to know, do you feel the same way about guys? Do you think guys do the exact same thing, or do you think it's just kind of like a girl thing?
I think guys do the same thing, although, honestly, I don't think they go as crazy.
You don't think so?
I've never been. I've only heard about them.
Really?
Yeah, but I think girls go crazier than guys.
I think so, too. I really think, girls do the screaming, they touching, they get all excited. I totally think it's one of those things where it's the girls that haven't been let out in a while, and they kind of, let loose. I know, gosh, last one I went to was older aunts and moms and stuff like that, and it's like, gosh, those ladies are crazier than the younger girls. It's like they haven't been let out of the house in forever, so...
Yeah. They've been so busy trying to convince people they're not sluts, they feel like it's their last chance to be sluts, for God's sake. Hey, thanks a lot for the call, Michelle. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Write us, the Tom Leykis Show. Post Office Box 4455, Hollywood, California, 90078. Email us. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Tom at blowmeuptom.com. We call our comment line. The number is 310-842-9592. From Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show.
Start your own business? Millions of brothers have turned to eBay to escape the rat race. Become your own boss and get the Power Seller Research ebook. It's a comprehensive, step-by-step guide that explains how to start an eBay business. The website is powersellerresearch.com. Again, that's powersellerresearch.com.